Well, I thank you so much first for having me on your show. I left the country before the Taliban took to Kabul. First, it was a coincidence. We were not aware of that the Taliban are very soon after, just a night before they captured Mazar Sharif. We were not expecting that they are coming to Kabul. So it was not the plan to leave the country because of the Taliban are coming. So it was a coincidence. I had I was studying there for a long time. My master classes were there. So I came to get my degree. And now I'm here in New Delhi. I'm stuck, and I'm not sure whether I will be back at that Kabul or not. A lot of relatives living, but the living is the situation of living right now. It's not very tough because as the Taliban new constitutions, the new government is not established until now, so they don't know until now how to behave, how to react with the people. So until now, just the issue with the people, the Taliban are behaving with the public is. And it's not very common in all areas. So our relatives are not complaining about this situation right now, but the people who are in Panjshir right now are facing a lot of difficulties. It's not, of course not. I think using the term captured by the Taliban and announcing victory in Panjshir at the time when more than 80% of the territory is still under the control of resistant front in Panjshir, the claiming of victory at this point of time, I think it's a very soon act, a very foolish act by the Taliban by now, because as I said, there is still 80% of the territories under the control of resistant front. The Taliban until now only captured the main valley, but and the main road, which is the single road inside Panjshir, and there are dozens of other valleys attached to this main valley, and those areas are still under the control of resistant front, and the resistant front is still fighting on those areas. Even last night, there was an intense clash going on, took place last night between the Taliban and resistant front, and it's been said that resistant front recaptured most of the areas that was taken by the Taliban in the past 4 or 5 days. The resistant front just retook it in a matter of hours last night. Capable of doing such a thing, because when the entire international community was not able to cut the waist, cut the foot of these international terrorist groups from Afghanistan, and the Taliban for sure cannot do it. But now when we are saying about, so right now the most threat that facing the world is the ISIS and ISIS branch of Khorasan in Kabul. But how, and the most active aside from Taliban, well, we cannot say anymore the terrorist group, but we cannot call the Taliban a terrorist group anymore, because now they are the official government of Afghanistan. But aside from them, in the past 5 years especially, there is ISIS branch of Khorasan in Afghanistan, and they are very dangerous for the world. And the Taliban are somehow have a very good connection with them in the past 5 years. So how they will not allowing those groups to operate inside Afghanistan, I don't think that would be possible. And the connection that I said the Taliban and ISIS had in the past 5 years, I'm sure, I know that the international communities and most of the international media is saying that at some time the Taliban and ISIS branch of Khorasan fought with each other, but those fights was not based on ideology differences. It was because of the inside rivalries between the Taliban and the ISIS branch of Khorasan. And we know that ISIS branch of Khorasan is the same group of Taliban who prior to 2015, due to some differences, was split from the Taliban, and they joined the ISIS branch of Khorasan. So the problem between them is not ideology. There is only few matters that they are not agree with, but they are at sometimes work together, and I think they still are in contact with each other.